You're live on Facebook now.
Yes, we're live on Facebook now. Labdien visiem, kas skatās Passion Academy online rezidence, noslēdzošā 5. šīs nedēļas diena. Un šajā nedēļā tā galvenā ideja ir pastāstīt par mentoriem, kur darbojās Passion Academy, kas mēs tādi esam, ko mēs darām. Un nākamajā nedēļā mēs pastāstīsim nedaudz vairāk, ko mēs piedāvājam. Un ne par velti šodien es esmu citā vidē, es esmu Royal Enfield moču salonā, tāpēc, ka kaut kādā ziņā arī braukšana ar motociklu prezentē jaudu, kaisli par dzīvi, mati plīvo, un mēs varam baudīt dzīvi. Un īstenībā par to arī ir Passion Academy. Un ko es gribēju arī pateikt? Nestoties uz to, ka Passion Academy aicina drosmīgi, teiksim, atklāt sevi jaunā līmenī, ja? Tas nenozīmē, ka angliski teiktu dažreiz dzīvē shit happens, vai ne? Un kaut kāds varbūt grūtāki posmi ir dzīvē katram, bet tas nekas tik un tā. Mēs zinām, ka šis posms paies, un tas absolūti mums netraucē, teiksim, atklāt sevi jaunos resursos, jaunā līmenī un baudīt dzīvi. Un tīri tā, lai man nav tik vientuļi, tad es esmu paņēmusi čiverītes ablakām, kas man ļoti patīk. Okay. In a short, what did I say? I told the Passion Academy is the best place to be. Right. So, hi Sheldon. Today I invited you to talk about Passion Academy. So, hello, Sheldon Sonnenberg.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So it's been awesome connecting, and Passion Academy, when you and I first spoke about this, it was it was perfect timing, because everyone, especially within the field that I work in with health and fitness and rehab and injuries, but just in general, I think going out and right now people are looking for, really what is their passion and what are they excited about, what gets them motivated. And sometimes it's not even just the motivation, it's what is their purpose. And when you were kind of breaking it down in your goals and your vision for Passion Academy, that was definitely was a big part of everything we're working on, not only here in the US, but in our programs, trying to help people really figure out not just what they're motivated for today, but what's going to keep them moving forward long term. And that's why I'm excited to partner with you on this and just really help people see a bigger vision. And myself coming in from more of a perspective of working on what I call being the CEO of your own health and taking ownership, and really, sometimes it's not always going to be an easy thing, especially now there's a lot of obstacles and things that people are facing. But I think looking at this from finding someone's passion, their purpose, their reason, their drive, that's what keeps them moving forward. And so for me, that was what Passion Academy was about, was connecting with other individuals like-minded like yourself, and then also all the other amazing coaches that you've had on this week, and trying to figure out what really drives someone, what is their motivation, what's that factor, what's that key thing that they're going to keep pushing forward when there are times maybe like this where it's difficult, or there's obstacles or things that are limiting us from our what we call peak performance. And so especially in the health and fitness industry, it's never an easy one. There's a lot of health issues, a lot of diseases, a lot of obstacles to getting someone's what they call like that, maybe their fitness goals or their what's trending right now in health and fitness. But really trying to figure out, even just from, I call it functional fitness, just being able to move without pain, being able to have a healthy lifestyle without having to rely on medications. And I think that was the big thing I found here, especially in the US, has been a very big passion for a lot of people, is to feel good. When you feel good, you're happier, you have more energy, you're more motivated, but also just in general, how to live a lifestyle of health without relying on medications. And that was a big thing. And that was, what our passion is here, working with this part of with Passion Academy. But, maybe there's more questions I think you had for me, but I can go a little bit more, dive in deeper on that end of it.
Yeah, we will talk a little bit deeper today and then next week. But I forget to tell why you are here actually. Es nedaudz parunāšu latviski. Būtībā ir tā, ka Passion Academy, man ir daudz draugu Amerikā, un arī mentori ne tikai no Amerikas, bet arī no Venecuēlas, un viņi zina par šo projektu, viņi ir izrādījuši lielu interesi piedalīties. Mēs arī strādājam ne tikai ar ķermeni, kā arī Sheldons minēja, ja, piemēram, ir arī kāds fizisks, teiksim, kaitis, ja, kas bieži vien arī nav atrisināms tikai strādājot ar ķermeni, bet vajag arī, teiksim, ar iekšējo pasauli strādāt. Tātad mēs pulcējam šos mentorus, un tāpēc mums ir Amerikas komanda, un Karību jūra mūs arī gaida, jo tā ir skaista vieta, kur doties ar jahtām uz rezidencēm, un tāpēc Sheldons ir ar mums kopā, un viņš ir viens no mūsu Amerikas biedriem. So I just told that I have friends in US, and that's why you are also here in Passion Academy, because we have some mentors from US, and just we are connecting in this Passion Academy because we just love this main idea about that, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
So, but you know, people don't know, where are you?
Right. So I'm in Tampa, Florida. So on the east coast of the United States, and that was the neat thing about this. And you're talking about for the coaches or just people involved with Passion Academy and the expansion, because it's an international, it's global, and that was the neat thing about this, is being able to connect with people across the world. And I know there's big visions with this that you had, and that was partly with myself, like travel. Maybe you'll hit more on the selling. That was a big thing that I thought we connected on too. But the different part of this is being in the United States. There's definitely there's a lot of culture here, but again, everyone's going to have their own region where they're from, the type of culture they've been exposed to, and I think being able to collaborate with people from across the globe, and bringing those cultures together is really awesome and really neat. Because at the end of the day, it's funny because one of our groups were running the Summer Olympics because they didn't have the Olympics this year. So it's kind of a fun fitness challenge. But with that being said, it was partly to unite people because, in our group, we have people from all across the globe. And so it's kind of a common interest that everyone can come together. And so with this, it was the same thing, no matter where we're at, what part, whether it's in the US, maybe in Europe, maybe it's in Africa, maybe it's in Asia. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we're all coming into this together from different parts of the globe to basically, merge, our main goal. And that's finding, not only the passion of the purpose of what we have for a certain activity, but how do we actually take action on it and move forward. And so sometimes it is easy to get kind of a little caught in certain little things, but it's exciting to see, where this thing is, how fast you've grown this too.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot to tell that it's very, very funny thing, because actually, who is watching us now? It's our friends, right? And I want to ask, dear friends, maybe you can share our video and let more people know about us. And it's very, very funny because people are watching our onlines, and they are voting, who they like most, and it's so funny because it's not a competition, but anyway, it's funny. So actually, Passion Academy collecting very professional and passionate people, but I think maybe we can do some challenge in TikTok, right?
So you want to get the dance moves out, huh? Is that
okay, you can start. You can be first.
So it's funny because in one of our groups, we are right now working on mobility and flexibility. So that'd be kind of an interesting challenge. So they're going to love that when I present this to them.
Yeah. That's funny because, these onlines are taking so much my energy and thoughts that I couldn't sleep this night. So I was in TikTok, and it was very, very funny. It was very funny. Yeah. So Sheldon, I have some questions. What I would love to ask, and maybe you can choose a number from 1 to 10. Can you choose number from 1 to 10? Yes, and then I will ask you this question.
All right, we'll go with number 8.
Number 8. Okay. What are the main things you are grateful for in your life?
That's a really good question. Definitely my family, and that's a huge part and big reason that I'm here. I have very supportive parents, And I think that's something everyone needs, is great mentors. No one to ever really just hand stuff to you, but also to maybe, push you along the way and give you the, not only the encouragement, but sometimes I would say the passion, why you doing stuff. And a lot of it is obviously for family. Another thing I'm grateful for is, friends, connecting with like-minded people like yourself. Friends and family are huge as far as why like you said earlier, most people connecting on here are our friends and family. And that's always our big motivation, is to go out and help other people. And then sometimes along the way, it's meeting other people along the way too. So we end up becoming friends with people we don't know through connections like this. So definitely family, they've been very supportive, obviously a whole life. And no, it's not always a yes. It's always been a lot of no's too. And, having to figure it out myself. And that's the purpose of them, again, being great mentors and supporters of activity. And then friends, but then also faith, it's, grateful to even be here. And so as most people, it is easy always to focus on negative stuff, because that's part of our world, is, and especially social media. And then where do we connect? We connect on social media. So when we're connected with a lot of negativity, our focus kind of gets distracted. And it's easy to lose, our faith or our purpose, our passion for being here, and the good things that we do have access to. So I would say those are probably the top 3 right now that are pop my head.
Okay. Thank you. That's great. I can, oh my gosh. Okay. So let's go for another one. So I will choose a question for you. Okay. Oh yeah. There was a question about people from who you inspiring, maybe, who are your, like your mentors, maybe.
Oh, like maybe like who that inspires myself.
Yeah.
Very good. So I typically don't follow, I would say, for example, for me, what inspires me is probably more action and the values versus, if I want to say this correctly, is versus name status, if that makes sense. Because over time, it's easy, especially in America, to get caught up with certain names, or, from a celebrity status to, and a lot of times there are good values behind that name and the reason they got there. But it is easy to get that kind of that flash, and I call it that Instagram approach, where someone just sees the quick highlight, but they don't see the behind the scenes of the value behind it, and the integrity and their motivation. So for me, I have quite a few mentors, and that was actually one of them was how I got it here to Tampa, Florida. And then over the past few years, gained a lot of in different areas. And so, again, it kind of comes into, for me, what are my values? And then I plug into those mentors. So, faith is a big one. So I have my mentors for that. Again, they're not flashy people. So they do have a good status, meaning, they're well recognized within their area, but it's not going to be a huge name you could throw out there and everyone's going to know it, if that makes sense. From the same thing with fitness, I follow certain people to kind of coordinate with the ideas that I resonate with on fitness. And if that makes sense to, my movement that's moving forward. Maybe it's also something with passion, for example, like yourself, and motivation. Who are the mentors, or who are the guides that I really feel like are doing it from a positive standpoint that gives value to me, meaning, and not say to just give, but it's kind of a give and take. Like, how can I take their information, package it, repackage it, and then spread it out to other people? And then also, from, I would say, so I did faith, family, mentors with passion and fitness, and then health. That was a big part of what we're working on here too. So I have a couple other groups I'm in, Facebook wise, and just different social media or networks that, I find different mentors that, they're driven, like they have passion, they have a reason behind what they're doing, and to go help other people. So those are kind of the guides, and, seeing their footsteps and kind of the actions that they're taking of saying, okay, this is what someone needs to do to have a healthy lifestyle. But it's also the ones that I tend to follow mentor wise are not the ones that just say it. They're always the ones that do it. And so that's for me is always a big thing is, I've known them for years, and or maybe a few of them are a little bit new. So I'm still kind of in that observing phase, just kind of like a lot of people will be with us. They're observing, and it's like, okay, are these, maybe they're saying it on social media, or are they actually doing it? And so that's always a big thing for me is like for a mentor is not so much the name, but more the mission that they're behind, and are they actually following through with action? So that's a big thing.
Yeah. Because also when we talk about what's Passion Academy, we put together not just thinking or talking, but we really go in action. And that's why you are also in the team, right? Because you work with people and you work in the gym as well, right? With the body, and you are wealthy lifestyle mentor here, right? And you even don't drink coffee, as I know, right?
Every once in a while, but not really. I used to, but I found some healthier alternatives. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, please tell me, because I'm a big coffee fan, big fan of coffee. Yes.
There's some healthy ones out there. It's strategy.
Okay. So, Sheldon, do you ride a motorbike?
Funny enough, I had a motorcycle in college, and it was great. I loved it. We'd ride it around, and growing up, we had a go-kart, if you know what that is. And so it was, as a little kid, riding the go-kart, like a little race car, but it's just not, not obviously it's fast. And so that was fun riding it. We did dirt bikes, we did four-wheelers, so a lot of outdoor stuff. And then in college, had a motorcycle, and so that was fun. But then, after a while of just the area that I lived in going to college, weather was not as probably what people would consider ideal for riding motorcycles. It was out in West Texas. We had a high wind, a lot of dirt, and in the winters it was freezing. So and the roads were horrible. So it wasn't like, I would say, the safest for me where I was riding. But I could see when you sent the pictures of being active on the bike and riding through the woods, that was, to me, that was passion right there, because it wasn't just riding the motorcycle, but it was like freedom, and I could resonate with that, and also just the areas that you were going, because you were expanding out into the environment, and you were able to express I'd say your energy, but then also your passion for nature. And so that was kind of cool. I really could see that, you wasn't just the ride itself, but the activity of it, if that makes sense, the experience.
Yeah, that's right. And the connection of with nature, because we was talking, like, a Passion Academy also is going this way, that we are very connected with nature, because I ride my bike because there's a wind, and boats and sailing is also about wind, and for me it's all about nature. That's why actually I like to do these things, it's not about going fast. It's just about being in this world. Yes.
That was a big point there too, is because nature is where I think a lot of people lose their path, like so much their self, as far as getting connected with nature. Some people do it through, animals, maybe if they don't travel outdoors as much or out of the city. A lot of people that do get the ability, for example, maybe it's boating, like you said, some kind of biking, like a physical bike where they road bike, some skate, here, a lot of people run. So being able to connect in a different way. And that's what, when you and I are talking about this too, it's not, when people are trying to figure out their passion or the purpose, and they sometimes they don't realize how much the nature has a huge part for them to not only find that passion or purpose, but also to pull different resources. I always felt, when we talked about people becoming the CEO of their own health, it's always, you usually look at people, whether it's from a health standpoint, mindset standpoint, their physical, being, as far as how physical fitness they are, or even their intention, like their soul, their passion. And we looked at all these from different angles, and then we kind of went broad, and then we came back in and we got really deep with it and said, you know what, what are all the areas that people are missing in? And whenever they were, low in one area, you could see it pulling them down in the other areas. And so that was a huge thing, because all of a sudden, now you know how to help people reconnect with parts of life that they're missing. And so I think that's the true part to really defining their happiness is, and that's what they're, a lot of times they get so stuck in their own little world, especially when, like here in the US, when it's a fast-paced lifestyle. But over the last few months, when things really slowed down, people were able to maybe not as much go outdoors because of their status as far as what was going on here with the pandemic. But in general, the areas that they could, they figured out a new passion, a new purpose. Or maybe the ones that were used to going outdoors, working out or selling or maybe playing golf or whatever the activity was, and then they couldn't do it. They're like, wow, it really hit them, and they start to realize how much that affected their overall motivation. And so that's where everyone, I think, now can really understand the connectivity of all these areas that we're talking about, because it's not just the norm or what they're used to doing, but all the other activities on a daily basis that now are limited, they're starting to realize played a huge part in their life.
Yeah. Now that's why it's very great that now Passion Academy is on, because we have in our minds residents on the boats. We have a mentor who can hike, for a week together with group, and she is a Reiki master. We have a diving therapist, and it's also about movement, about we are really go and do, and then we work with ourselves, and then we get more quicker to the passion level, right? Yes. And as we talk, your unit, like a first will be about healthy lifestyle, right? Maybe with one gorgeous lady, right?
Yeah. We like to, here in the US, the groups that we like to work out. We like to be fit, and across, not only that is merging it with travel, and so travel and fitness. And so that was a big thing you were talking about with the selling, and taking trips later on when as time permits us to be able to travel. But that was one of the big things we wanted to kind of put a plug into, because we'll be able to take groups that really, they're trying to maybe hone in on some specifics of where they're lacking, maybe they're missing on getting to that next level. And that's what's neat about this is the Passion Academy can relate to everything. It could relate to their business, their family, their relationships, basically their health and fitness. Like, it doesn't matter like what area they're trying to improve in, by being able to go through this program, and then also go even take this to a whole nother level where you're talking about with the selling for a week and then plugging all these activities. That's when people can really hone in on the specifics of the key part that maybe they're missing out on. Okay, maybe this is the part of my life that I haven't been really focusing on, or maybe they can change it, or maybe just finding that connectivity. I know, when we did these calls back to back a couple of weeks ago, and had all these different speakers from across the globe talking and sharing different information. That's where people put it together, is when you get the information from all different angles and you stack it. And when you stack it, all of a sudden it's kind of like puzzle pieces, layers that they start falling in, they start making more sense, and people start connecting the dots. And so that was a huge part when you were explaining that, and what the like the cells look like when people could travel across the Mediterranean, maybe is going toward Italy, Spain, Thailand. That's the big motivation right there, is being able to take, being able to get into that area of life that they're not used to being in. So their mind all of a sudden opens up. They see new opportunity. They see the vision. They see that the possibility is there. And then when that mind is opened up, and they call this expansion, the capacity is open, you can receive more. And then when you can receive more, and all of a sudden you fill it in with these mentors or these different ideas of understanding, how this all fits together. You just all of a sudden you fill them with a whole new perspective, and that capacity is opened up. So it's a physics principle actually. And Dr. Ferguson talked about this on one of our calls. He actually, competed in the Olympics, and he's talking about capacity and how can someone expand their mind, their thought process through lifting weights. But this can be applied to everything. Is when you put in a lot of information, and when something's ready to receive it, and then you dump it in, the capacity, the ability to hold it is there. And so that was the cool thing, and just kind of understanding, like, how is this going to help someone? Because that's always going to be the big question is, how is this going to help them get to the next level of whatever it is they're trying to achieve? And that was what the neat thing is, that when you were explaining that, and the adventures and the fun, because it's all about the experience. Let's be honest. That's the fun part, right? Is being able to travel, maybe to learn new ideas, to find that passion, because that's exciting. That's where people really find the energy, and the energy is what drives throughout the body and then to the brain to get things active. And so while you have that open mind and that energy driving throughout the body, all this information that they're receiving now can get to the points of the body where it needs to be. And then our brain starts making those layers, those pathways. And that's when the nervous system gets connected, and you basically start connecting different parts of the body that they just didn't even realize that they had. And that's why we talk about, most people operating typically only about 60-70% of what they can do, is because they're stuck. They're operating at lower levels. We all work on wavelengths. And so once we expand that, the ability to operate at higher levels, our wavelengths start vibrating at different frequencies. And all of a sudden we're able to do things that we didn't think was possible.
Sheldon, this was so great. You just said everything about Passion Academy, why, who we are, why we do this, right? And why we think, and we are sure that it's will work very great. So, I know that your time is running out, right? And I need to also go and ride my bike. So one last question, maybe you want to tell something to Passion Academy members or people who will join us.
Yeah. Well, first off, because we have some viewers in the US, maybe they could get a little bit of, I wanted them maybe to get a little introduction of yourself, because, when you and I first met and we're talking about Passion Academy, I think one of the biggest questions was, you've had a history with this. And so, what was your vision with Passion Academy? And then also, in the US, I think expanding, because this is what's neat about this is, again, it's for everyone, but maybe I think what helped real quick is just introduce you to the viewers here in the US, what your vision is with Passion Academy real quick. And I know there's going to be more calls, because that's the neat thing about this is, we'll have more stuff to where people can plug into to learn about it. But I just wanted to real quick do an introduction with you.
Okay, I didn't. Okay, so my name is Anna, and I'm from Latvia. I work with people, and I'm a psychotherapist, master of theology and master of Erickson hypnosis. And I did some work on TV. That's why people know me in Latvia. And my life was ups and downs. I did fly very high, and I did fall very low. And I know what's really deep depression is. I know what is when your heart is broken. I know what is when you are in an addictive relationship, and in the same time, I always really love my life, because I like to ride a bike. I love nature. I love to travel. I love to meet people. I'm passionate about everything what's happening here in the world. So, and Passion Academy was born, in a very natural way, because I like sailing, and I can see the people. We really work with ourselves, and it's a very important thing to do in our lives. Not just work and eat and be with family or friends. There is some purpose why we are here. So this is like developing ourselves all the time. And I thought, what if we connect, you know, this inner work with some passion, with some hobbies, what we like to do? What if we connect this inner job with nature, you know, like you said, it's like an adventure. It needs to be fun, you know, because so many people don't want to go just to psychotherapist because they think it's boring or hard or something, you know. But you know, guys, we can do it fun, you know, because this is our only life. And there is so many opportunities, there is so many great people outside, even if now it's like not the best time maybe for you in your life, you know. Before our meeting I was working with one lady who is in her husband is violent, you know, and she ran away from him, you know, and this stuff are still happening in our world, you know, but that's okay. We can work it out, you know, and everybody is very welcome in Passion Academy, because I invite very passionate and professional people to work together to make great projects online, and as well to meet somewhere in the world. As Sheldon told, we will go to Greece. I hope we will meet in Thailand, in Spain, and somewhere in Caribbean islands. You know, there is so many great and beautiful places just to make our lives fun.
And you're coming to Clearwater Beach too, right?
Yes, sure. So thank you for your question, and I know that some people from my friends from US are watching right now. So and people from US are still very welcome to join Passion Academy, because I have some mentors as well from Venezuela, very powerful people who work with energies, and they know about this project, and they just can't wait to go with the Passion Academy boats and to do this. So a little bit more we will talk next week about what we offer actually, right?
Sounds great. And I love how you said that, you know, everyone, you must go down before you go up, because it's a roller coaster, but that's everyone can relate to that. So I think I really appreciate you sharing all the information.
Oh, thank you, Sheldon. So it was very nice to meet you, kiss you, hug you, and hope to see you next week.
Sounds great.
So, okay, I will put this gorgeous, how you say it's helmet. I will put it on and I will go for a ride. So because this is my life, I like. Okay, guys, bye.